What is up, legends? Martin Legend and Theodore the Magic Mascot with a requested video from one of my subscribers. So my subscriber wanted to know all about my deck collection. So first of all, we've got this little crate, which is all the decks of cards that I have that doesn't necessarily, or not necessarily, it doesn't have a deck box. So this is a full deck of cards. It's like a Hold'em poker deck of cards. Nothing too extraordinarily special. All these is just decks that doesn't have a deck box. Okay, then we move on to my deck collection. So, of course, you've got the standard bicycle. I'm not going to show you guys that. We've got another standard bicycle deck. We've got another standard bicycle deck, and as you guys will see, I've got a BH written in there. I hope you guys can see. That means whenever I perform or anything, this deck is already set up in Bart Harding deck stack. Then we've got the Times deck. I'm going to show you guys just briefly through all the cards, and I'll just get to the Ace of Spades. This is the Ace of Spades for this deck. Very nice. It's all the most famous Time magazine covers. Really nice deck. I got it for 10 Rand at a swap meet or stall, whatever you want to call it. That's less than $1 that I got this deck for. Next, most of you will probably know about this. This is a Svengali deck. So every second card is a very specific card. If you ruffle it this way, all of them is the Eight of Hearts, and if you ruffle it this way, then or the Eight of Diamonds, if you ruffle it this way, it's all different cards. A lot of things you can do with the Svengali deck. This and a few other decks my wife got me one year for Christmas. This is the London Underground system of cards. The cards is nothing special, but there's a couple of fun facts. The cards themselves, absolutely nothing special. Let's have a look for the Ace of Spades. By the way, if you guys want me to in depth go through any one of these decks, let me know in the comment section. And so this is the London Underground one. The back of these cards is kind of cool, and that's pretty much the most important part of this deck. This is going to be a slightly longer video, but I hope you guys do enjoy this. Then a deck similar to that, I've got this Steampunk deck. It's exactly the same idea, just the same background or the same back of the cards, and then the Ace of Spades looks exactly the same. This was actually sent to me by a subscriber. Then I've got this tiny deck of cards. Okay, then I've got this tiny little deck of cards. It's nice if you want to do like a little gimmick or something like that, but obviously this is not going to be for playing. Ace of Spades, nothing special. I'm only going to show you guys the Ace of Spades out of all these decks. The rest, if you guys, like I said, if you guys want to see a specific deck in more detail, this one is obviously for a gimmick. This must actually go in my other container. Dice, this must actually also go in my other container. Then I've got this 3D deck of cards. So, here in South Africa, we used to have magazines. We still have the magazine called the Huisgenoot or You, where the back of the middle page of the magazine was one of these images that if you squinted your eyes in the correct manner, you can see a certain image. Now, this deck of cards work is if you squint your eyes correctly, you can see what the actual value of the card is. So it's kind of cool. Obviously, you're never going to go and play poker with someone with this deck because they'll be able to know what cards you've got. But this is kind of cool. I'll just show you guys if I can find the Ace of Spades. I've played around with this a little bit. This was also one of the decks of cards my wife got me for Christmas 1 year. Ace of Spades. Where is the Ace of Spades when you really need it? Where are you, Ace of Spades? I must have misplaced the Ace of Spades, but it must be in here because I've never taken this out except playing around with it. Where are you, Ace of Spades? You guys are seeing this live and uncut, and this is just me raw with all of you lovely people. How is the Ace of Spades not here? Oh, there's the Ace of Spades. Kind of cool. So this deck is nice if you want to just mess around with someone, but anybody that knows about this, they will know exactly what you're up to. Then next we have the Big Five. South Africa's got the Big Five animals. It's of course the cheetah, the water buffalo, the rhino, the elephant, and the lion. And the back of the cards is quite nice. And then if we just look again for the Ace of Spades, I'm going to quickly look through. That is quite a nice design for the Ace of Spades. And then next in line, we have the opposite of that tiny one. We have a massive deck of cards, it's about 3 times a normal deck of cards. I'm not gonna, should I go through this? Probably. Oh, the Ace of Spades is luckily close to the top. It looks very similar to a standard bicycle deck or something like that, the normal rider back kind of look to it. And next we have, this is DC Comics. This was part of that Christmas present. Let me just find the Ace of Spades for you guys, because I know that's always the card. Oh, that's the back of the card, of course. The Ace of Spades is always the card that everybody wants to have a look at, because you guys know it's the most beautiful card in the deck. This is like I said, this is a long video, but you guys are seeing this uncut. That is, of course, Batman as the Ace of Spades. And again, if you guys want to see me do a full check through every single card of any of these decks, let me know in the comment section. This is again just another bicycle deck. I'm not going to go through that. This is South African rugby team, which is the Springboks. This is kind of outdated. The team has significantly changed since then. The Joker, I know I'm not going through the Jokers, but this was actually South Africa's rugby coach. Ace of Spades, this is actually all got to do with the number. I don't know if you guys know rugby, but 10 is a fly off, so all the 10s in the deck is guys that would play fly off. So Ace of Spades, let's just have a look. You would think it would be the captain, but I think for this it would be Ace of Spades. Oh, it's actually Willie Leroux. He plays fullback, which in a rugby team is the number 15, of course. Then I've got another one of these tiny decks of cards. I'm not going to go through this one because I might drop it and then I have to look for the rest of the cards. I've got another one of these tiny decks of cards, but this is more like an anime kind of one. So this one I would like to show you guys. So I just tore the top of this box, but that doesn't really matter. I've never actually opened this one. And oh, they actually recently cut. This was given to me as a gift as well. This is really strange. You can easily do a fan or something with this. I don't think I'm going to go through this right now. I've never actually opened this one. It was just given to me and I just put it in my deck collection. So I'm going to put it right back. Marvel, this was part of that aforementioned Christmas present, and there's one card left in there that's a Joker, so I don't need to necessarily worry about that. Look for the Ace of Spades. So Ace of Spades, just quickly having a browse through here. Where are you, Ace of Spades? Oh, am I gonna miss you again? Ace of Spades, this time it's Spider-Man. Next one we have in line for you guys is there's a card. Oh no, that's just the information card. This is a Marvel Comics. This was also again part of that aforementioned Christmas present. Where are you, Ace of Spades? Ace of Spades, this time it's got Captain America. Okay, next deck of cards that I have in this little box of mine is a Stargazer deck. This is also bicycle. It's obviously not rider back. This is absolutely beautiful deck of cards. You can see the Joker's stunning. The backs of the cards awesome, and all these cards, they've got you guys are not seeing it in person, but these cards have an absolute beautiful look to it. Ace of Spades, absolutely stunning in my opinion. Next we have a mugshots deck. These are obviously all just more like gimmicky, or not gimmicky, it's more like collectors. And the very first one we take out is, of course, Al Capone, Scarface. He's on the Ace of Spades. And yes, the Jokers, you guys can have a quick look there. Mugshots, so it's very, very infamous. Let's call them bad people, but some of them make for really good movies. Next we have a dragon deck. Now this one is kind of special because each 4 consecutive cards would be, I'm just going to see if I can find something like that. So the 4 would be the egg, then the 5 would be the young dragon, the 6 would be the teenage dragon, and the 7 would then be the grown-up, or something along those lines. And as you can see here, the Ace of Spades is like the dragon that's in his basically final form. So this is a really cool dragon deck of cards. The Joker's obviously nothing special, and here's a comparison of all the dragons. Also part of that Christmas present, and I think that was the last one that was part of the Christmas lot. This one is just absolutely stunning deck of cards. There's your certificate of ownership. The Joker's kind of cool. Ace of Spades, this is probably one of my favorite Aces of Spades, and the back of these cards is really nice, especially when you're going to do like a spread through or something like that. Really, really nice deck of cards. This, just gonna put this away really quickly. This is one of the longest videos I've made in quite a while. Now next we actually have a round deck of cards, and this is nice. When I did sort of like a clock card trick. This was one I used for that. I did it a while ago. The picture cards, they've got an interesting shape. They've almost got the iron cross shape. And where's the ace of spades? Where are you, ace of spades? It's probably going to be very plain. I obviously can't remember all of them. Actually, kind of a really nice ace of spades, thinking about it. And next in line, we have a TV show that my wife and I recently watched in completion. I've watched it previously, but we've never watched it together. That would be Friends. And all the picture cards have an iconic symbol on, and all the number cards have an episode name on, the one with the cat. So all of them's got a very specific episode, and all the picture cards has got just the iconic piece of New York or the show itself imagery. I'm going to try and find the ace of spades for you guys. As you guys know, I've been absolutely horrendous at finding ace of spades. Where are you, ace of spades? There you are. Ace of spades is the one where Rachel finds out. I think she finds out that Chandler and Monica is actually, I hope I'm not spoiling it for anyone, that Chandler and Monica is actually dating in this episode. And then I've got two more to go, and it's two really nice ones. This one is absolutely one of the most beautiful decks I own. The back is completely matte black, and the front of the cards is either blue or like a white grayish color. Ace of spades is nothing special, but this deck handles so incredibly well when you do things like Pharaoh shuffles or Riffle shuffles. This deck just handles incredibly well. And then last but certainly, I think I have showed you guys the ace of spades of this one. Last but absolutely certainly not the least, this was sent to me by a subscriber. You know you are Sean McDowell. This is in the collection right there. This is a replica of a very old deck of cards, and yes, the number cards in this deck never had pictures on. That's why when people played poker, they would hold their hand like this, and it would be more difficult. They would hold it like this. If someone were to peek at their cards, it would be more difficult to count the pips than just quickly look at the number. That's the reason why none of them's actually got numbers on. So the ace of spades, the picture cards are also full characters instead of half and half. The ace of spades, believe it or not, is one of the most unique aces of spades I've ever seen. It's literally just one pip in the middle, nothing else. So clearly this was not at the point yet where aces of spades would be a very important card in the deck. Obviously it's important if you're playing poker to have the ace up your sleeve, but this was not where the ace was made special yet. Anyway guys, and that is my deck collection. I think this, just like this, why not? Just a bunch of mess just like this. I think this would make for a really good, let me just spread it out this way a little bit. I think this would make for a really good thumbnail. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was a longer video, and I really hope you guys watched every single minute of this. And if you did, let me know in the comment section. Until next time, Martin Legend, and now I don't even know where Theodore the Magic Mascot is. He's probably buried under, oh, he's right here. I thought he was buried under a pile of cards. Peace, everybody.